What's up, guys? It's Alex here. Y'all know me from my Instagram or Twitter, or if you don't, just follow it. I'll throw the handles up here on the screen somewhere. So, by popular demand, y'all wanted me to talk about my crazy relationship experiences. So here I am making this video. Hope y'all enjoy it. Alright, this is tape number 1 for X number 1. Alright.
There's reasons why.
Yeah, shut up now. So this girl, I started talking to her in 7th grade, and we dated. We started talking because of Facebook. I saw her on Facebook and I added her. That's how the magic happened, because Facebook back then was like Instagram today, So I started talking to her, all that shit. I was spitting my game, doing my thing, and eventually we got really close. And when we got close to each other, I started developing feelings for her. I was like, yo, I really like this girl, all that stuff, Eventually I asked her out, we started dating. As we were dating, we didn't really go on dates. We didn't really hang out with each other, all that. It was just more so just like talking on the phone at night, and that's basically it. We're just messaging on Facebook. I remember we dated until freshman year. Freshman year happened. We went to 2 different high schools. And the high school she went to, I would say, is kind of iffy, it's shady. And she kind of got involved with the wrong crowd. And by the wrong crowd, I mean, it's just like kids that smoked and all that shit, It's not too serious, but keep in mind back then I was like innocent. Like back then I was a short little fat Asian kid that was innocent as fuck because I was sheltered like a motherfucker. Like that's what I grew up like. I grew up believing those, those DARE programs, all that shit. I grew up believing that shit. So when I found out she smoked weed, I really wasn't comfortable with it. So I told her, I was like, hey, listen, like, can we come to a common ground where if you're gonna, do drugs and all that shit, just keep it at weed, don't do anything hardcore, And she agreed, but then push comes to shove, a few months after we had that talk, I found out that she was doing some hardcore shit and she got addicted to it, so, she started stealing money from her parents. The only reason I found out was because of a mutual friend that we had who was just telling me all this stuff, and eventually I tried to help her, I tried to make her stop and all that stuff, but since she was too addicted to it, she didn't really care for my feelings and all that stuff, so it was just really bad. We were in a bad spot, and I had this one best friend at that time who was close to her as well, so he kind of took advantage of this, and he told her one day that if she slept with him, he would buy her drugs, he would feed her addiction. And that's what she did. Once I found out, like the only reason I found out was because of our mutual friend who told me everything. I just broke up with her, and from there I was just like hurt, because like that was like the first time I ever got cheated on, I wasn't really hurt because we weren't together anymore, considering we didn't really have a super strong connection, but it was just getting cheated on in general hurts. And it took me like a month for me to get over it, and once I got over it, she got her group of friends to try to jump me because I guess she was bitter about the fact that I left. And I remember there was like this group of people just randomly walking up to me out of nowhere, right, when I was like near my house, and I saw that, and it was like, there he is, get his ass, all that shit, And like since I was near my house, I just ran to my house, opened the door, got inside, locked the door, and all I did was I just kept peeking, right, and they were just standing out there, and like every 2 minutes I would just peek and just trying to make sure like I knew when they left and all that. In hindsight, I should have probably called 911, but I didn't because like, I'm stupid. And yeah, like after that, I told my friends about it, and they were like, what the fuck? My one mutual friend who told me that my ex cheated on me, he was like, yeah, it was her. She tried to get me to jump you too and all that stuff, but I wasn't with it, and I didn't know she was gonna pull through with it, so if I knew, I would have told you, all that stuff, And from there, I just ignored her, But then, like a few months down the line, I haven't heard from her ever since that incident, And I found out that her brother died, and that part right there kind of fucked me up a little bit, because it was just like someone innocent just, died, and it was like someone I kind of knew. But that was tape number 1, and yeah, and do your magic. This is tape number 2 for X number 2. After that whole incident happened, I just wanted to focus on myself, and in doing so, I started going to the gym more, started working out, and that's kind of when my glow up happened. That's when I got a little bit taller, a little bit less fat, and a lot less ugly. Coming into 10th grade with my new, I guess, body and everything, my new face, my new hair, I felt really confident. So I went into 10th grade, made a lot of new friends. We all grew close to each other, and things were looking really good, And I remember I saw this one girl because she went to the same high school as I did, and saw her, and I was like, wow, she's really cute. And I started asking all my friends, I was like, yo, who is she? Who is she? All that. Found who she is, and then I found her Instagram. Started following her on Instagram. I decided to slide. So I slid, you know? We talked for a bit, things were going good, the conversation was like really good. We felt like we were connecting really well. And then towards like the 5th day I was talking to her, I decided to ask for her number. And when I asked for her number, I was really fucking nervous. Like, yo, I remember I sent that message and immediately I locked my phone and went straight to sleep because I was just like, I can't, like the butterflies were killing me. I was just so nervous. I was like, what if she didn't give me her number, all that stuff, you know? So I was just like, let me just go to sleep. And when I wake up, I'll hope for the best. So I woke up, got her number, started texting her, and then eventually we grew even closer. I ended up asking her out. She said yes, you know, all that bullshit. There was this one girl from our school, right? Let's call her Thadalina. Thadalina was like the school thought. So we have the same lunch, like me, my ex, and Thadalina. And I'm sitting here at the lunch table, all my friends, you know, we're just talking, having a good time, being idiots and all that stuff. And Thadalina walks up, sits down, and I'm paying no mind to it. She's over here talking to my friends, and like in the back of my head I was like, yo, my friend's gonna get some, you know, like, yo, I'm proud of you, dude, you about to get some pussy. But yeah, no, she started talking to me instead, and she was like complimenting me, all that, and I wasn't really used to getting compliments during this time, so I was like, I didn't know really what to say. And I remember she asked if I had a girlfriend, and when she asked that, I was like, this is awkward. So I just got up and I was like, yo, I gotta go take a shit, just to like try to make the situation awkward so she would leave, but she didn't really leave, dirty bitch. And I remember like I walked out the lunchroom, 2 minutes later I walked back in, I see my ex, and she looks really angry. So I walk up to her and I sit down next to her, and she looks so fucking pissed. She literally looked like she was about to murder someone or me. I was worried. I was just trying to make sure she was good and all that stuff. And lunch eventually ends. She leaves and I chase after her. I'm like, babe, what's wrong? You know, talk to me. Let me know what's on your mind. And she was just like, no, we're done. We're over. To this day, I still don't know why we broke up. After we broke up, you know, I was trying to hold back the tears. Like, I was really fucking hurt because I was really into this girl. Like, I remember we were in English and I was just trying to text her, trying to get back with her, you know, trying to apologize for something I didn't even know that happened, you know, I didn't even know what I did. But it didn't work. She blocked me, and once she blocked me, I just fucking felt devastated. I remember after school, I just went right home, went into my room, locked my door, turned off the lights, played Drake, and just cried. I cried for like 2 hours straight. And I remember I was texting my best friend at that time. I was like, yo, girls are fucked up. No one's ever gonna love me, all that bullshit. And after that, I remember we used to get trans passes. I remember I had my friend's trans pass, and I took the bus, and I took the train. I started getting off at random stops, and out of nowhere I ended up in Jersey, and I had nowhere to get home because trans passes stopped working after a certain time, and I was in Jersey, you know, so like that made it even worse. I was just walking around Jersey in the middle of the night, just crying my eyes out, and I need some wine. I remember walking by this group. Keep in mind, this group, they were goony as fuck. Like, I never saw so many like swole ass motherfuckers who were like straight fucking goons, you know? And walking by them, I was like, yo, I hope they don't say shit to me. And I just kept walking. I guess one of them peeped that I was crying. So like they got up, they walked after me, and they're like, yo, little homie, you good? And right when they said that, for some reason, I just broke down and I told them everything, you know, and they were like, oh fuck, like shit, like, just come back with us, you know, like we'll take care of you for the night and we'll take you home tomorrow. I was like, okay, cool. And for some reason I ended up going to one of their houses, and that's where I first smoked, that's where I first drank, and from there we just had a really good connection. They became lifelong friends. To this day I still keep in contact with them. In the next tape you'll see why I kind of stopped hanging out with them for a bit. Yeah, that's tape number 2. It's tape number 3 for X number 3. Alright, y'all gonna have to excuse me. This wine's getting to me. I'm a little tipsy right now. This girl, she started following me on Instagram. I followed back. She starts commenting under my pictures. I took that as, oh, she wants me to talk to her, you know? Because like, I don't really see a reason why, during that time, I didn't really see a reason why a girl would comment under your picture just for random fucks and giggles, you know? Considering I didn't know her at all. So I slid in her DM. We started talking, and I found out she played this game that I played too, which was League of Legends. By the way, like, Riot, if you see this video, like, sponsor me, throw me some free skins, you know, it works. But we started playing League together, and that's how our connection grew. Eventually, we were just talking randomly while we were playing League on Skype. She was like, hey, you wanna meet up in person? I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So I take her out to a movie. That date, it was good. We had a good connection, we had a good talk. She felt comfortable around me. We were holding hands, you know, doing lovey-dovey shit. But it was like our first date. I remember after the movies, we couldn't find a way to get back home, because back then Uber wasn't a thing yet, you know. I didn't know how to call a cab. I was fucking oblivious as fuck. So we just decided to walk, and that walk was like an hour and a half walk. The whole walk we were just talking about life, just hitting it off, you know. And out of nowhere, we get to her house and she hits me with these series of questions where it kind of came off weird. How do you think of me as a person? How was the date? And the last thing she asked me, she was like, so what are we? I jokingly said that I'm your boyfriend, and I guess she took it literally. From there, she just gave me a kiss out of nowhere. She was just so happy, and ever since that day, she just called me babe, and we just started dating. I don't even think I asked her out to be my girlfriend officially, but from that day, we just had a date in our bio, and we were just together, and it was a good relationship for the most part, for the beginning part. As we continued to talk, I started finding out more of her insecurities, and yo, this girl, she just knew how to like push my button. Like not for me to get mad at her, you know, but she just knew like what triggered me. And she was telling me about her past and all that stuff, how like this guy, like he sexually abused her, all that stuff, you know, and I was not with that at all. I was so pissed. I wanted to kill this kid. And eventually I see the kid in person and confronted him. And keep in mind, like the whole time he was shit talking to me too. So I was like, all right, bet, what's up? So I confronted him. I remember what I did when I confronted him, and he just looked at me. He looked so confused and all that. He was like, oh, I'm not talking shit about you, all that stuff. But at the same time, I have people who are in his friends group, and they were just telling me everything. They were showing me all this evidence, and I was like, oh, really now? For some reason, I lost my temper, and I just ended up choking him. I remember I had him pinned against the wall, and I was holding him up by his neck. That was a whole scene. I spilled all these drinks. The floor was just soaking wet with drinks, and I almost busted my ass twice doing this shit. But I remember it was me, ex number 3, and my baby cousin. The whole time I was like trying to fight him. My ex and my baby cousin, they were like holding onto my arm, trying to like prevent my arm from going to his face. And after that, the workers at the place we were at, they broke it up, kicked me out. And ever since that day, I was banned from this certain area. I'm not banned anymore, but I was. After that day, she just started telling me how she was insecure and how she didn't like my baby cousin because she felt threatened by her. That never rubbed off well with me because I was like, that's family right there, you know? Like, why would you feel threatened by my own family who hung out with you, who talked to you and all that stuff? So it was like really weird. And eventually her insecurities got the best of her, where she needed justification from other people. She needed people to tell her that she was pretty every single day. And yeah, I guess I'm at fault for not doing that, because I'm not the type of person who just sits there and tells you you're beautiful every single day, you know? I'm not gonna do that. Once in a while I'll do it, but like, for the most part, you should know how to love yourself before you love someone else. And I guess she didn't. So she started talking to all these guys, and at first I was completely fine with it, because you can talk to whoever you want, you know? You're my girlfriend. I'm not gonna trip about it. I'm only trip about it if you start flirting with them and all that shit. And so that's what she did. She started flirting with this one dude, and eventually she started sending him explicit pictures on Kik. And keep in mind, Kik, it was like the go-to messaging app back then for us, and it just really caught me off guard. And eventually I just broke up with her. I was like, we're done. I'm not doing this at all. I just remember I was just really lost after that, because I remember I cut off the group of people that I found in Jersey, you know, because of her, because she wasn't comfortable with me doing the stuff that I did. I was doing a lot of stupid stuff, you know. I was getting into a lot of fights. I was just a really stupid kid back then, and it was just something she wasn't comfortable with. So I went out of my way. I was like, hey, listen, the girl I'm with right now isn't really comfortable with me doing the things that I'm doing. And they were completely fine with it. They were like, oh dude, like if that's the situation, like go for it, you know, like chase your happiness. Like you don't have to be around us. They wanted the best for me anyways. And after I told them that, they were just like, if you ever need us, just hit us up. We're always gonna be here for you. You have our number, we have your number, and everything. And that's why I really hold high respect for them, because to this day they always check up on me. To this day I can rely on them no matter what. And that's the one thing I respect most about people. But yeah, that's what happened when we dated. After we dated, when I broke up with her, for a month she was like really sad, and then after that she was really bitter. The only reason I know about this is because after I broke up with her, I had a friend that dated her, and he was telling me every single thing that happened and every single thing that she did. So apparently she sucked the kid's dick from her school to get me shot, because apparently this kid was like, he was hood as fuck apparently. Like he thinks he's hot shit, all that shit. I was like, all right, cool. You know, I didn't really pay any mind to it until he confronted me one day. I remember I got off at the bus, and out of nowhere, I just felt someone tapping on my shoulder. I turned around. First thing I noticed was that this kid was wearing a hoodie from his school. And, you know, after I noticed that hoodie, he just flashed his gun. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I'm about to get shot. I don't want to get shot. You know, I never got shot before. I'm not trying to get shot, dude. The only shots I need in my life was like my fucking vaccines and shit like that. But this motherfucker pulls a gun out, and I was like freaking out now. I was like, I'm in flight or fight. And so So my stubborn ass decides to stand my ground, thinking in the back of my head, I was like, what can I do to get out of this situation? And so immediately I just front kicked the shit out of his balls. Like, I've never kicked anything so hard before in my life. And I kicked the shit out of him, he goes down, and I start booking it. And eventually I go home, tell all my friends what happened, and they're like, yo, what the fuck? And you know, like apparently everything got settled, everything's cool now. Like, I don't know what the kid's doing with his life, I don't know what that ex is doing with her life. We're all in different spots in life, different places in life. So yeah, that's tape number 3. Alright guys, so I hope you guys enjoyed those little short stories about a few of my crazy relationship experiences. There's a lot more, so you know, if this video does well, I'll probably make another one. I'm most definitely gonna make tape number 4 about one of my exes, because that one in itself is a really long story and it's a really entertaining one, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys like what you saw. I hope my stories are entertaining. Thanks for watching. Also, if you have anything to say, just write it down in the comments below. With your friends, if you wanna just call me gay in the comments, go ahead. If you wanna say I'm ugly, go ahead. Like, I don't give a fuck. Just do something. Thanks.